Have you ever heard the phrase, the first $100,000 is the hardest to make? Well, there's actually some truth to this. As you're on your journey to making $1 million, the first 100,000 is typically the hardest. And I want to share in this video 7 reasons and secrets to expedite the process. Things that I've learned on my journey to building wealth and things that other people around me have also learned. We've seen the same things, we've had the same hurdles, and in this video, I want to share all 7 secrets so you can avoid those big mistakes along the way and you can reach those destinations and milestones a lot faster than we did. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, I dug into the numbers to see, is $100,000 still a lot of money? And let's see what the numbers came back. Well, looking at Americans, only about 18% of them make more than $100,000 per year. Think about that. Roughly 8 out of every 10 people you pass on the street are earning less than that. So only 2 of those people are earning around $100,000 per year. And the median household income in the United States, meaning the middle of the entire country, sits at around $74,000 a year. That's 2 people working together combined. Now, zoom out globally. If you're earning $100,000 a year, you're on the top 1% of income earners in the entire planet. Now, just by moving overseas, you go from the 18th percentile to the top 1 percentile. Think about taking a flight for $500 to $1,000, going from 18% to the top 1%. And that's the power of geo arbitrage, and that's going to be another topic for another video. Now, without further ado, let's do one thing that will help you get to your journey of making and saving more than $1 million, and that's hitting the subscribe button. It's completely free, and I guarantee it'll help you on your journey. Starting off at secret number 1, this was actually created by Albert Einstein, and he famously said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Well, I think the 9th wonder of the world is actually recurring revenue, but that's again another topic. But Einstein was right, and compound interest is extremely powerful. And getting to that first $100,000 is a very extreme and good example. Essentially, let's say you're investing around $1,000 a month, which is pretty disciplined and a really good committed behavior that's earning around 8% average annual return. Getting to your first $100,000, that's roughly going to take 7 to 8 years. 7 to 8 years of not touching it and just keeping at it, investing $1,000 per month while still earning some interest. Then think about the next stage. Going from $100,000 to $200,000 only takes about 4 to 5 years. Just putting in that same amount of effort, having those same returns. Now, there's some different variables about here, considering the interest rate and the return that you're getting on that money and with inflation, but this is just a very simple example of how powerful compound interest is. And as a kid, we learned the example of if you had a penny every day and that penny would double, you would basically become a millionaire in like 30 days. And this is the power of compound interest, and it really does work. But the problem is most people aren't able to stay to that $1,000 a month investment. And this leads me to the secret of this secret. You need to set up dollar cost averaging. You need to set it up once, set it and forget it. Maybe you make some adjustments here every quarter, but that's the most powerful way to take advantage of compound interest. You have a monthly buy for $1,000, or if you really want to allocate it, you can do it every week into a good investment like the S&P 500, and then you just keep that on for the next 8, 10, 20 years, and compound interest will do all the hard and heavy lifting for you. And just a disclaimer, this video is not financial advice. If you guys like that part, you're gonna love this. I'm giving away my best-selling book for absolutely free, and here's how you can get the audiobook in just a few seconds. Inside this book is the same techniques I've used to work abroad in paradise in more than 100 different countries. And the best part, this strategy hasn't just worked for me, it's helped hundreds of thousands of people earn more, work less, and travel the world. I'll leave a QR code here where you can get the audiobook for free with a free 30-day Audible subscription. Moving on to secret number 2 is escape velocity. And this is a physics term, but I want to give you an example of how it's relevant here. It's basically the speed you need to break free of gravity, to get far enough, fast enough that the pull of the earth can't drag you back down. Financially, most people never reach escape velocity. And here's a real world situation. Before $100,000, one bad event one medical bill, a broke down car, something terrible happens, and it can really reset all of those gains you've been making over the past year. Not just to slow you down, it really can reset you back to zero, and you can take off years of compound interest just by one bad hurdle. And this can be the cruelest thing that happened from that $0 to $100,000 range. Once you have that $100,000 range, you have a lot more cushion. You likely need to have that 100K that's invested, but then on top of that, have emergency fund for things that can go bad. It's not going to pull out your investment. It's not going to take money out of the market. It's just going to be cash sitting there. That's about 3 to 6 months of savings. The next thing that changes is once you have 100K invested, is your mindset about money really does change. Because you've done the hard part, you've stuck with something nearly 10 years. You've stayed consistent. You've said no to things that are going to distract you or take away your investment. You've done the hard part. You've built up that mental fortitude. Now you have some cushion. And what I've seen is people who utilize this cushion to take some bigger and longer risks. Essentially, once you reach the 100K threshold, your risk tolerance can sometimes go up. I've seen people where their risk tolerance goes down, but in general, the people who really go from that 100K to $1 million invested and saved, they just have a higher tolerance for risk because they know that they have that portion that they're not going to touch. They've got that nest egg of 100K, and they can take a portion of their salary. Maybe they're keeping that 1K a month into the S&P 500, but they're matching it to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or starting a side hustle. They're taking some bigger risks that are going to have a bigger return. That is the power of that mental mind shift. Now, here's a few questions on how this mindset shift can change. The employee is going to ask, what's my hourly rate, or how much money am I making per hour? The investor is asking, what's my return on capital or my return on investment? The employee asks, how can I climb the ladder? The investor asks, how do I own the ladder? And so your mindset is going to shift the more you understand how to get bigger leverage from your return and from your investment. And that leads us to our next secret, which is using leverage. Having 100K is going to give you leverage to leapfrog yourself into that next big milestone. With 100K saved, you can begin acquiring income producing assets. Not speculation, not lottery tickets, assets that actually give you money. This can be things from an apartment building that generates cash flow through Airbnb, or it could be an online business you acquire where basically the returns of that 100K in the S&P 500 you can get back in just a few months, meaning that your cash flow is a lot higher invested in assets that actually go ahead and deliver money on a monthly basis. On the low end, you should be able to cash flow at least $500 to $1,000 on some type of cash flowing investment, either in real estate. On the higher end, with an online business, you're looking at around $3,000 to $5,000 a month in cash flow. But again, there are more risk with that. But with investing into an online business, there are a bit more risk, but of course, the cash flow is a lot higher. If you're interested in buying an online business, I'll leave a link below where you can schedule a call with me and we can chat and see if it's a good fit for you. Secret number 5 is actually one of the least talked about secrets to building wealth, and that's that 100K unlocks asymmetric opportunities. This one gets talked about the least because it's the most complicated, and honestly, it's a little confusing. Wealthy people don't just get richer because they invest more, they get richer because they have access to a category investment most people never even see. Some examples are private equity deals, or basically buying online businesses, early stage businesses, acquisitions of small companies, distressed assets. And the biggest difference here I see is people who've earned or made at least 100K are also going to be hanging out with other people who are making 200, 300K a year, and you're going to come with a lot of better opportunities to reach that next level. This is going to be that asymmetric opportunity. You're going to see it in your network, and you're also going to get presented these opportunities that are also going to deliver a higher return on your investment. Basically, doors are going to start opening. You need to start making those doors open. It's not going to just happen while you're sitting in your house. Building some net worth gives you that confidence to go out there and start networking with other people. And again, there's an expression that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And this definitely comes with investing. If you're the wealthiest person in the room, you need to change rooms. Go to a place where you are the poorest person. You want to feel poor, but you still want to be able to provide something to the table. Provide some value to people in a different way. It doesn't have to be about making money. Secret number 6 is a brutal wake-up call. And that's the gap between employee and asset owner begins here. And so let me be super direct about this. There's basically two ways to generate income in this world. You can either earn it trading time for money, or you can own it. And that's building and acquiring systems that generate cash flow on your behalf. Employees earn income and asset owners generate cash flow, meaning the wealthiest people in the world are not trading their time for a 9-to-5 job. That's why all this wealth taxes on income don't make a lot of sense, because they have assets that are generating cash flow for them. They either have a team of employees, they have multiple businesses, or they have a portfolio that is going and growing, and then they're taking distributions from that. And so once you start doing this yourself, you keep your 9-to-5, you earn it, and then you start slowly owning it. It starts with just taking 10% of your capital and trying to build that side hustle, or utilizing that skill that you're already getting paid for to actually double down. Start using your time after work to get some high-paying clients, do consulting on the weekends for some side hustle income. There's a lot of ways to increase your income, and getting that 100K job and saving that 100K gives you a lot of leverage to do that. Now, secret number 7 is you just got to be patient. None of this stuff happens overnight. And if anybody tells you that it is going to happen overnight, walk out of the room and run away, because it's just not the truth. The consistency that took you that time to build up that first 8 to 10 years of 100K, of course, that part is the slowest, but the next part isn't going to happen. It's still going to take 5 to 10 years to get that 100K to $1 million, even with good compound interest and generating cash flow. You have to be patient. You have to take some of those swings, and you have to do a few risky things along the way if you want to build that income. It depends on what timeline you're looking at here. If you're looking to be wealthy in your 30s, you need to take a few risks along the way. Not saying you have to, but most people who want to get that need to have some trade-offs. And the problem with some of these risks is they're not always going to pay off. You need to have a portfolio, you need to have a plan, and you always need to have a backup. So building that 100K to $1 million is going to be a process, but it's going to be the hardest thing possible, and that's consistency and being patient. And so if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you hit subscribe, and I'm going to leave another video here that was hand selected, and it's going to help you on your journey to making more than $1 million in saved up assets.